1. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Hawaii, getting up close and personal to lava, oozing in bright orange bursts of color from the barren black rock landscape of an active volcano, is a thrill, that's for sure. And there are boat tours and guided lava hikes that specialize in just this. The Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is actually a World Heritage Site and home to Mount Kilauea, which hasn't stopped erupting since 1983. But these tours have an element of danger to them. The splashing seawater is often scalding from the constant outpouring of molten rock into its waves. And other hazards, like flying rocks and sulfurous fumes, have caused casualties and even deaths over the years. So you have to weigh up the risk versus the benefit. 2. Skeleton Coast, Africa. From the south of Angola to the northern areas of Namibia, the Skeleton Coast is a barren stretch of coastline with a harsh climate. It also offers almost no chance of survival should you find yourself unlucky enough to be marooned here. There's no food or fresh water to be had, and the dry desert winds would dehydrate you pretty fast, combined with the open dunes offering no shade for relief from the sun. The sands are also littered with the bones of whales, seals, and even elephants along the shores, either washed up already dead or driven to the sea by thirst and dying later on. 3. Valley of Death, Russia. The valley at the base of Kikminich is picture perfect, but the volcano's fumes will kill you quickly if you dare to enter. The concentrated hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide, amongst other gases, can kill small animals instantly. So use your zoom lens and don't try to get close. 4. Death Road, its real name is North Yungas Road, and it connects La Paz to Coroico in Bolivia. Driving either way on this 43-mile switchback road means taking your life in your hands though. Thick fog, cliffs plummeting 2,000 feet by the road's edge, landslides, and waterfalls make navigating downright dangerous. Until 1995-200, 300 drivers died on this road every year, giving it the nickname Death Road. Many of the people who died were on trucks and buses attempting to negotiate the hairpin turns that weren't wide enough to accommodate their vehicles. 5. Danakil Desert. With temperatures that usually exceed 50 degrees Celsius, the Danakil Desert in northeastern Ethiopia is as uninhabitable as it gets. 3 tectonic plates are slowly diverging in this geological depression. So volcanoes abound geysers, belch toxic fumes, making both the ground and the air a safety hazard. Even a short visit would dramatically impact your health, thanks to the likelihood of poisoning from concentrated sulfuric vapors. There's always the possibility of eruptions, too, with the area being consistently volcanically active. The huge salt pans and hydrothermal fields in bright sulfur yellows and deep blues are mesmerizing. Though it's so remote and dangerous, not many tourists venture here. 6. K2. You'd think Everest would be a dangerous mountain, but it turns out that K2 holds that title. It's the second highest peak the world over, and the foul weather it experiences plus the greater height from base camp to summit makes it that much more challenging. Storms on K2 tend to last several days, leading to more deaths. It's also very steep with fewer flat expanses during the climb. At the 24,000 feet mark, the path flattens out a bit, but thanks to the high likelihood of rock falls and avalanches and unpredictable weather, you're not out of the red yet, especially with the lower oxygen level at those altitudes. Comparatively, more than 5,000 people have scaled Mount Everest, but only 300 or so have conquered K2. 7. Lake Natron. There may be a ring of pretty salt marshes around the edges of Lake Natron, but don't let them fool you. This inhospitable lake in North Tanzania is more like a lake of fire, with temperatures that range from 120 off to 120 off to 140 off. If that wasn't enough to scare you off, the waters have high levels of natron, IA, the acidic sodium carbonate decahydrate, which is corrosive to human flesh and eyes. The pH level of the lake can reach over 12 depending on rainfall or lack thereof. Despite this, red-hued cyanobacteria call the lake their home and turn the water pretty colors of pink, red, and orange. The lake is also the breeding ground of 2.5 million lesser flamingos. Amazingly. 8. Oymyakon. In the heart of Siberia is the tiny Russian village of Oymyakon. Although it's a permanently inhabited place, only about 500 people dare to live here due to it being one of the coldest places on Earth. The lowest temperature ever recorded was 96.2. Barely any crops can grow, so lack of food availability is an issue. And it's mostly not safe to be outside for periods of time due to the high risk of hypothermia and death. 9. The Gates of Hell sounds like a terrifying place to see, but its geological origins are innocent enough. It's a natural gas field inside an underground cave, which geologists set on fire in 1970, one to prevent methane from spilling into the atmosphere. The result is Turkmenistan Darvaza gas crater, 230 feet wide with burning hotspots of orange flames and boiling mud, spreading 200 feet long and 66 feet deep. 10. North Sentinel Island. North Sentinel Island is a strictly prohibited piece of land thanks to the locals. There are mysterious tribes that live on the island, and they refuse any connection to the outside world. Many people have attempted to reach out to the people living there, if only to take a census of their population numbers, and many have died as a result. Even if you reach out warmly, the only likely response is to have their arrows aimed at you. As a result, attempting an excursion to the island is prohibited to avoid any more fatal encounters.